It is 2018, not 1998. And the world has changed. This curriculum ignores consent, online safety, gender identity, and LGBTQ families. That's the curriculum that this Premier and his radical extremist friends are dragging our kids back to. Why is this Premier listening to radical extremists like Charles McVety and Tanya Granick-Allen instead of his own cabinet and putting the safety of our young people at risk?
I find it pretty rich that the Leader of the Opposition would call us radical. You want to talk extremists? You want to talk radical? We are going to make sure we have the largest consultation in Ontario's history. We're going to go to every single riding and consult with the parents.
The battle over the sex ed curriculum gets more and more heated by the day here at Queen's Park. Good evening, I'm Cynthia Mulligan. That was just a small sample of the jousting between the Premier and NDP leader Andrea Horwath over the sex ed curriculum. So what does this mean for your children? Well, Doug Ford is going to repeal the Liberal sex ed curriculum and replace it with the previous one that was written in 1998 before Google was even around and same-sex marriage was legal. Now, the language that he's using and his government is using is very interesting here. They're not referring to it as the 1998 curriculum. They're calling it the 2014 curriculum. Doug Ford today repeated that year over and over again. Here's part of a back and forth that I had with him.
Premier Ford, yesterday your education minister stood in the legislature and acknowledged that students need to learn about cyberbullying and gender. Are you backtracking due to public pressure a little bit on the sex ed curriculum, and why does your government keep referring to it as what you want to reuse as the 2014 curriculum when it was actually written in 1998? Are you fudging the facts?
No, not at all, Cynthia, and good question. As I traveled around the province, talked to thousands, tens of thousands of parents, we never found one single person that was consulted. Matter of fact, when we looked into the records, there was only 1,638 people that did an online poll. And what I understand, they did the online poll after the curriculum was already completed. We're going to reinstate the 2014, just 4 years ago, before this was changed. And we're going to hit the ground running. We're going to let the rubber hit the road. We're going to consult with the parents. We're going to do this in a rapid fashion. I don't think the world's going to end in 6 months while 2014 is taught in the classrooms. I'm sure the students back in 2014 are just as smart as the students in 2018.
Now, Doug Ford says this will be the largest consultation on education in Ontario's history, and that the new curriculum will be written very quickly. The opposition, though, is disputing his claim that less than 1% of parents were consulted.
When the curriculum was first revised, it's been developed over a period of close to a decade. Yeah, there have been extensive consultations with parents, with child development experts, with students, with psychologists, you know, and this is one of the curricular pieces that has been more consulted than many other curriculum documents.
There's been no mention of what these consultations will cost. They will go to each of the 124 ridings, according to Doug Ford. His spokesperson says we can expect a number shortly. And again, he is calling it the largest public consultation on education ever in this province.